Hello everybody and welcome to this review of all the action that took place on the 25th of February in the Cheshire Football League. Just to let you know before we start, a number of games postponed this weekend. And when I say a number, I mean practically if not all. There were only 2 league fixtures across all the 5 leagues, and there was one President's Cup game with 2 external cup games featuring our sides. Obviously, in the previous preview that Rob had done, he'd gone through all the fixtures, and it's a real shame that so many of them were called off. So instead, what we are going to do is we're just going to round down all the action that took place in the games that did take place. I'm not going to list all the ones that were postponed because there's way too many. But there is, if you go to the Cheshire Football League Twitter page, you can find a full list on there if you go back a few days. So anyway, in Division 1, which was the highest division that any game took place this weekend, it was a glorious afternoon for Grappenhall Sports. They beat Mersey Valley by 4 goals to 1. The home side took away all 3 points in a vital fixture for them that sees them overtake Cheadletown Reserves. Goals from Paul Humes and James McCarthy, both players got braces in the game, so well done to them. Paul Humes and James McCarthy got the goals for Grappenhall Sports, and it does mean that Mersey Valley don't move up in the league, but I don't think they move down either, as they weren't level on points with anybody. So goal difference isn't a factor in this one. Yes, it dampens their promotion hopes a tiny little bit, but they're still in it. It's still up for grabs at the top of Division 1. There's so many teams in there. Top 4 obviously very close to each other. Top 3 obviously very close to each other, and then the teams in the chasing pack also doing equally as well. It's going to be a tight end to the season. There aren't many games left either, so make sure to keep an eye out for that. In Reserve Division 2, which was the only other league game, bottom side Malpass took on AFC Macclesfield in a battle between the bottom side, as mentioned, and a title-chasing side who sat in third at the start of play. Macclesfield travelled 56 miles from their home in Woodley to play in this game, and it showed. Malpass played well to pull in a 2-all draw, get themselves some more points on the board, so well done to Malpass on what looks like a pretty good result for them. But they're still bottom by a considerable margin, but if they continue to get some good results, they might even move off the bottom, and that'd be a good result in the end, considering where they are at the start of February, or the end of February now, isn't it? It's the last week of February. The day's only President Cup action, and the only internal cup that took place this weekend, Moore United were beaten 2-1 away at Pilkington, which is currently down as a home fixture on full time for Moore, although the game was reversed to Pilkington's Ruskin Drive due to the 3G pitches, and it obviously meant the game could go ahead. Moore were probably hoping the game was called off at this rate, because they lost 2-1 to a very strong Pilkington side. Pilks took the lead just after half-time, 48 minutes I think it was. Moore levelled on 70 minutes for a Ryan Barnes header, but it was short-lived as 5 minutes later Pilkington came and retook the lead. So it was a good result for Pilkington. We will update you on how the groups are looking in that very soon. We'll make a few graphics for you so that you can see how the groups are all laid out in the President's Cup. Now, our external cups. There were 2 games featuring Cheshire League sides this week in the Warrington Guardian Cup. The first saw Dayton take on the Vulcan at Culkeith Sports Club. A trio of goals from the Atoms put them in the semi-finals of the competition as they won 3-1. Goals from Jack Challoner, Michael Lee and Christian Lawler gave Dayton the victory at home. 2 Cheshire League Premier Division sides played each other in another Warrington Guardian Cup game, as Rylands hosted Eagle in what turned out to be a thrilling game. The visitors struck first as Walden put it past the Rylands keeper Connor Yarwood. Then the Eagle goal scorer was sent off. It prompted a Rylands response as they picked up a penalty 5 minutes later. However, they couldn't score that penalty. Jordan Rigby's penalty saved by Eagle keeper Lavin. The home side, Rylands, switched to a more attacking formation going into the last 20 minutes, and they continued to pile on the pressure. It was a second yellow card for Eagle, and that was the real turning point in this game. The second yellow card, and it was for the keeper who made the save, Lavin, and that really turned the tie in Ryland's favour. It wasn't until the last couple of minutes, in 6 minutes of stoppage time, that Rylands were able to pull back and get an equaliser to make it 1-1 to send it through to extra time. After extra time, well, it was 3-1 to Rylands. Rylands in extra time really took it to a 9-man Eagle side, and It's unlucky for Eagle Sports. The sendings off didn't help them, but from both sides played quite well. Up to red cards, it was mostly Eagle, but after the red cards, Rylands just took the game, and it was a brilliant game to follow along with on Twitter. For those of you who follow us on CFL Score Centre, it was the most active game we were posting about, and it's definitely a good advert for Cheshire Football League football. So make sure to go and go to your nearest Cheshire League game in the coming days. That's all from me. It's been a very short one, this. Thank you very much for watching. I've been James, the press officer of the Cheshire Football League, and we'll see you again on Wednesday and then on Friday for the preview show for next weekend's fixtures. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.